Here's a guide for a portable generator hookup, focusing on safely extending connections from a transfer switch in a rural or farm setting. For a 60 kilowatt trailer mounted generator serving multiple locations on a horse farm, including the main house and irrigation, consider the following for a safe and robust installation. To prevent unqualified individuals from directly accessing energized parts of a 400 amp service-rated manual transfer switch at the residence, you'll need a separate weather-resistant enclosure to house the generator connection. This isolates the high-voltage connection point from the switching mechanism. A NEMA 3R rated enclosure is ideal. The National Electrical Manufacturers Association, or NEMA, 3R rating signifies that the enclosure is certified to withstand rain, sleet, and snow or common weather conditions in agricultural settings. This protects the electrical connections from the elements. It should also feature a lockable door. This provides security and prevents unauthorized access, crucial in preventing tampering or accidental contact by non-electricians. Make sure that the enclosure is sized appropriately. It must be large enough to accommodate the generator connection cables and any necessary components such as terminal blocks or surge protection devices. The enclosure should have knockouts. These are pre-punched holes that are used for conduit and cable entries, which simplifies the wiring process and allows for a clean, professional installation. A grounding lug is also important. This provides a proper grounding connection to ensure safety and minimize the risk of electrical shock. To extend the generator connections from the transfer switch to the enclosure, you can use heavy-duty flexible cable. This type of cable is designed for outdoor use and can handle the high currents involved with a 60 kilowatt generator. You can also use conduits or wireways to protect the cables from physical damage and provide additional grounding. Quick connect couples also make for easy and safe connection to the generator, allowing the owner to quickly connect and disconnect the generator without the need for tools or special training. When installing, install the enclosure in a convenient location on the property close to the areas where the generator will be frequently used. This minimizes the length of cable runs. Seal all conduit and cable entries to maintain the NEMA 3R rating and prevent moisture from entering the enclosure. Ground the enclosure properly to the electrical system, which is crucial for safety. Provide clear instructions on how to connect and disconnect the generator, ideally laminated and placed inside the enclosure. Consider installing a generator connected sign or light to indicate when the generator is in use. This is a visual reminder that the system is energized. Here are some additional considerations. If the generator is being used to power the main house, ensure that it is properly sized to meet the electrical demands of the residents. An undersized generator can lead to damage or system failure. Consider installing a fuel tank or connection point near the enclosure for convenient refueling, especially if the generator is used frequently for irrigation. Provide adequate ventilation to prevent overheating of the generator and the enclosure. Overheating can damage the equipment and pose a fire hazard. Finally, consult with the local building codes and authorities for any additional requirements or permits needed for this type of installation. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific guidelines for generator installations that must be followed.